is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Crimson Lounge. Back at it again with some more Primordials bounty. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
You'll have the orders. We do the whole village.
I'm not here right now.
All right, then. All right, then.
Please come back after the beep.
Yes. Yes, we're back at it again. On will not be joining us today. Emergency came up on his end, so no On today. But with the majority of the crew here, yeah. How was everybody's week? Past couple of weeks. Was Thanksgiving a thing before last session? I think it was.
Yes.
Kinda?
Yes.
Or after last session?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the 8th of December. 7 days ago was last week. 7 days before that was the week right after Thanksgiving.
Well, it was alright with me, but it's just alright.
Yeah.
Nothing really too extremely
It was simple.
developed. Yeah.
I need ice cream.
Well, you should have brought some.
Yeah.
I am actually. Yeah. I'll go and I'll bring some. Yeah.
Honestly, I really didn't do I didn't do much for Thanksgiving. At most, we just celebrated Thanksgiving at my work, and that's about it.
Understandable.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Just waiting for Clyde to get back with the ice cream, and then we can get started with the recap.
The capping of Re.
You know what? While he's getting ice cream, I'm gonna get a soda.
Wow.
Yeah, I hear the ASMR noises in the background.
Oh, that's because I have a mini fridge in my living room that contains all my drinks.
Nice.
Got it for free too.
What was the catch?
There wasn't.
He had to pay 1/10 of his soul to the Dark Lord Miyazaki.
That makes sense.
So he got nothing out of it then.
No, there's something. There's enough. There's enough there for you to be robbed.
Man, you're like Mr. Krabs. Like, I owe you one soul.
Yeah, no. So my place of work basically on occasions I get how do I say this without doxing myself on what I fucking do for a living?
Business.
Yeah, so basically my job revolves around dealing with furniture sometimes when it's time for that time when things happen, and they have like a mini garage sale essentially on some of the old furniture. Some of them gets thrown out because they're either old or disgusting, but sometimes they're left in the back area for the employees to either take or buy. Basically, the funds go to improving the work.
Mm-hmm.
But for the past couple of times where I've asked to how much would a shelf would be, or the mini fridge, or yeah. So the past couple of times where I've asked how much would this cost, they've just been like, yeah, just take it. I'm like,
Just take it.
Damn. All right, I'll take it.
Get it the fuck out.
You would be surprised at how much of my stuff is actually fucking free because people tend to throw them out. I have a big ass TV in my, well, it's not big. It's a very big TV. But it was outside of one of those giant dumpsters, and it works fine.
Our DM is dumpster diver confirmed.
Hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yes, now you're getting the Artificer mindset.
I've always had the Artificer mindset. I'm fucking making most of the ideas that that you make are some of my ideas.
What are you talking about? They're all 100% original.
Yeah. You see, he put the TM next to it. He owns it.
Yeah, I trademarked it. Therefore, it's mine.
Joke's on you, I own the trademark in this fucking world. What you gonna do?
Joke's on
Alright,
you, I made
alright,
this
cool.
world.
Alright, cool. What's it for? I can fuck your world. I can leave and start my own.
But
That's true.
you're not going to.
Want to bet?
Do it.
Do you know how much I would love to have somebody else be a DM while I be a fucking player? I have made this fucking claim every time. Like, I am tired of being the forever DM.
No diggity, I tried.
I know you tried and you failed.
Mm-hmm.
I am forever cursed.
You have to work. It's not my fault you have to work.
You should have. It's your fault for not bringing up my work schedule to the other people.
It's not my fault you have to work.
Anyways, getting back onto track. Since everybody's here, I'll go ahead and start the recap. When last we left our crew, Zilyana the Succubus Witch, Starzin the Lalafell Artificer, Sips the Slimefolk Monk, and Brutus the Envie Ranger. Brutus and Starzin spent time researching the monsters they set out to hunt, with various levels of success. Zilyana, meanwhile, continued running her brothel, bringing in extra gold for the crew, while Sips made sure everybody was well fed, crafting her finest meals before their next adventure. However, the crew was shaken by the announcement from Storm Jim, the Storm Goliath Cleric Sorcerer. God, what a mouthful. Who revealed she would be leaving the crew. They honored her with a farewell celebration, a night of revelry that left everybody drunk and waking up the next morning in an embarrassing situation that they probably would rather forget about. Once recovered, the crew geared up for the first hunt, taking on the mighty Oliphant. Joined by Gaines the Goblin Fighter and Harley the Pumpkin Bard, they faced a grueling battle. Though victorious, the hunt left its mark. Gaines with a broken arm and Brutus nursing a serious concussion.
I have brain damage.
With the Oliphant defeated and the crew battered but triumphant, the question remains, what do you guys want to do?
I don't know. Air, Doctor.
Or as Cody Rhodes would say, what do you guys want to talk about?
Vengeance. Yes. Well, let's take a step back and just look at the situation.
Uh-huh.
We've got one NPC with a broken arm. Kind of needs his arm, so we have to exchange him. We've got a player with a concussion.
Duh.
I'm still dealing with cardiac arrest.
You're fine.
I am fine.
I mean, hell, you actually, despite the fact you've been dealing with cardiac arrest, you actually ended up, for once, not taking as much damage as you would have.
I will say, I did look back on the rolls. When the first time when you rolled for the Constitution check, when you were dealt with, when the Oliphant stomped you, you technically failed that roll because we forgot about the heart palpitation. -1 to all your rolls, so...
Forgot the penalty.
Yes.
It's fine.
Fine. Yes. I want to heal my heart palpitations.
So you want to heal your heart palpitations? We have to go back for gains. So does that mean, Brutus, you're on board for healing, even though you made a actually fair argument?
You know, for those who are in the audience who are asking what my fair argument was, I'll say it right here. Technically, I have a major concussion. However, my abilities as a ranger counteract most of the negatives, and I could just simply stay in range to prevent the negatives of concentration on my spells. However, that does come with a problem that carving and perception checks are going to be my bitch.
Actually, don't concussions pretty much remove your ability to concentrate on spells too?
No,
No,
it just
it-
makes them disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much if I get hit, I will roll a con save with disadvantage.
Right.
I'll go ahead and reread Major Concussion for the audience at home to get the full spectrum of what this does. You have disadvantage on intelligence checks, wisdom checks, and charisma checks, as well as constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. Magical healing of 6th level or higher, such as heal or regeneration, cures the concussion. Unless you guys do go to the little clinic inside the ship and healed up within a certain amount of days.
Right. So it's basically just disadvantage on concentration checks and your average intel and anything related to intelligence, wisdom, or charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, your ranger abilities do actually counteract a good chunk of those.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if we have a majority vote to just go back and heal, I mean, at least that point we could at least get most of the stuff taken care of, and get people in better shape. Well, that, and it would also give some of us opportunities to do some, I guess, fundraising or other projects that might be beneficial to us down the road.
You know what? I did say it, and I did say it in the group I would follow the majority. So, all right.
So
But let me
what
try-
is the majority? Let's get that out of the way.
Sips, do
Yeah,
you want to keep going, or do you want to heal your heart palpitations?
I would like to heal my heart palpitations. However, I can keep going if we force march.
So preference would be heal.
Yeah, I think
Is
preference is
your
heal.
preference to heal?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I should have said boss. I thought of that. I'm sorry, Clyde. Is your preference to heal, boss?
Yeah, my preference would be heal. Even though I really would love to hunt that penguin, I would go for heal.
Then heal. Then heal is what we'll do because that will be beneficial. And if we miss the hunt, big deal.
All right.
Damn.
It's just a little less of a payday.
Let me.
It's
let-
not like we
Brutus-
can make the money back.
It's not like you're all are hurting for cash.
Yeah, that too.
Well, can I at least try to carve the big elefante?
No.
Mm.
Yes,
System.
go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll.
You know what? As Brutus is trying to get back up and just wobbling, he's like, "Well, I'm going to carve the elefante."
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
Can I request, can I request help with this, please? This is gonna be a bitch.
Part of me wants you to roll one without help, and then when you realize how bad it is, you're like, can I have some help?
You know what? I'm okay with that if everyone else is willing to sacrifice a carve.
It's up to you guys.
You know what? Fuck it. If you want to do it for the lulz, go for it. At this point, it's whatever.
Alright. Here we go.
Come on, double
carve-
nat 20. Double nat 20.
10!
That's
That's the lowest
actually,
I've ever rolled on
that could have been
carves.
worse.
Let's
It's a 2. That's the nearest lowest I've ever rolled for a carve.
Like I said, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have.
That is true.
You could have rolled a nat 1 and ruined the whole carve.
Alrighty. So, it is a monstrosity, so a nature check. Or a survival check, yes. It is... The DC for harvesting parts is equal to 12 plus half the creature's CR. So, what is the CR of the Elefante? I need to look up real fast.
Well, yeah, look that up, but we already know this one didn't pass.
Yeah. Okay, yep, I will not tell you the DC, but, definitely failed. So, basically you're going for part of the fur, I assume. You were going for the fur, but it was such a bad cut-up job, it just parts of it become unusable.
Brutus just covering his head with his hand.
I'm probably while I'm helping Gaines move over to the area, I'm just gonna say to it basically
Anyone.
either anyone just to help him.
All right. So you're giving the help action.
Well, someone to give him the help action.
Yep. Somebody. Can you help me? I'll cut she straight. I'll cut she fuck.
Arlie says, well, unfortunately, I'm not an expert at carving, so I can't really help you much in that department. But what I can do is give you some inspiration. As Harley will go ahead and give you bardic inspiration.
Thank you. What about Sips?
Help. Assistance. On carving. I guess I could help.
Look, you've already, as Sips, you saw as Brutus usually is a very good carver. Fucked up the pelt so bad it's pretty much ribbons. The
Part
pelt, the
of
hide
the fur is ribbon. Doesn't mean
Yeah,
you're not getting
fur's
you're
ribbons.
not getting fur out of it.
You just ribboned up a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
So
So can I get some help, please?
Yeah, I can give you some help.
Thank you. Alright, how many more carves do I have left?
Good
3?
question. So, the Oliphant is a size category, I think.
Huge?
Huge. Oh, it's gigantic.
Oh!
So, I did that wrong. When I was editing the video. Oh, damn. Alright, well, shit. That's alright, it's whatever. But yes, it is a gigantic it's a gigantic beast, not monstrosity.
That's a biggin' boy.
Yeah, he is. So with that being said, you have, so grand total of 5 checks, but you're down to 4.
Okay. Alright, here's the second. 16. Third. 24. Fourth. Oh, 11. I may have to use inspiration on that one. Well, let's do
I
the
thought
last
I was
roll.
helping you. I thought I was helping you.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, wait. No, they're natural. Right, so it's 16, 27, 13. And the last one, 27.
27 again.
So I'll use the Bardic Inspiration on the 13. And it's a D6? Oh, no, wait, D8.
The DA, yeah.
So 15.
Alright, so. The second carve was a success. The third carve was a success. The fourth carve was a failure.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah,
And
happens.
the final one is indeed a success.
Hey, 3 out of 5, that's pretty good.
Yeah, better than above average.
Not bad.
Not
No,
great, but not
I
bad.
don't know, guys. I don't know if that was average or not.
Look, just because you are dating a dragonborn doesn't mean you know the sizes of average.
Look, just because he's a grower, not a shower. All right. Let me go ahead and find out what y'all get. Which, honestly, I don't think you're gonna get much, considering it's not a magical beast. It's a regular-ass beast. At most, you would definitely get its tusks. Some bits of fur, absolutely. Let's see here.
Listen, it's just extra pay.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, so let us see here. I'll say on the first check, you get its trunk.
Okay.
Alright. Along with all 4 of its tusks.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, you get its trunk, you get its tusks, you get some of its bones. You have its bones.
How
Good
many?
quality bones. We'll say 4 units of its bones.
Okay.
That covers that, and then yep, that totals it up. So 1 trunk, 4 tusks, 4 fur, and 3 bones. That should equal 12.
Okay.
That's not even counting the meat, or that you would get from this.
It's not even counting the meat.
Not even
That you
counting.
didn't-
How much meat do we even take back?
Well, you have the teleportation thing, so
That is true. We could be feeding on mammoth for quite a bit.
We just take it back to the ship, put it in the freezer, and boom, we got enough rations for God knows how long.
Heck,
yeah.
we even try some of that. Make a elefante jerky.
I think most of it we're turning into elefante jerky.
Elefante. Jesus.
Let's see here. Well, okay, so the meat,
Just so that we know, this elephant was bigger than these trees.
Yeah, that's typically how it goes. You'd be surprised how big and terrifying an elephant can be.
okay, so you get a grand total of 51 pieces of meat weighing altogether 204 pounds.
Can anyone imagine actually 204 pounds of meat?
I think a lot of hunters really actually could because they could cure that, just store it, and literally have enough for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough to feed a village for a bit.
Yeah, for a hot minute.
Honestly, at this point, you could sell the extra meat that you do have and make a living off of that.
That is something I thought we were going to do, depending on if you guys want to.
Just become hunters.
Hunting's a profitable business.
So yeah, that's basically all the things you carved up.
Well, did you get all that down, boss?
Yep.
All right, good. All right. Now the most important part of the day. Back to the fucking ship.
Alright, for the sake of it, I'll go ahead and fast forward all of this. So, my question is who do you... So, Gaines is alright driving the cart, considering Kelpie is... He can summon Kelpie, and Kelpie can do the rest of the pulling, but he has to be there for that. So, who are you teleporting back to the ship with the medallion?
We could. Do we want to send Harvey back? Or wait, can we send one of ourselves?
Yeah, you're a part of the crew.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Want to send
Honestly,
me?
if you want to be the one to get teleported back, we can do that.
You send me back to the soup? Oh, look at me, I'm just fine. Fall over,
good.
sort of.
He's even more he's definitely more unable to understand him now.
Like,
He is even more uncomprehendable.
the worst part is I actually did understand him. It just took me a minute to process.
All I heard was go to soup. That's
I heard go to shoot, but he was able to. It's like, okay, he's saying go back to ship. He's just up playing the fucking concussion.
I read up on what some of the symptoms concussion could have. It's one of them, okay?
Look,
We're not faulting you. We're just making fun of it.
I know.
Look, as someone who's had a concussion, I agree. There's a lot of slur, stuttering, like the whole 9 yards. Like that is a part of it. I can confirm it. Which, by the way, for anybody in the audience, do not try getting a concussion at home. It is, I promise you, it is actually hell.
Fucking Brutus becomes Forrest Gump.
It's
I don't think concussion is that bad on like the list of injuries that you could actually get.
You say that and Brutus starts throwing up.
Brutus starts throwing up.
Anyways, so Brutus and Harvey, I take it?
yeah, we can send
Or
both of
Harley.
them back. Yeah, we can send both Brutus and Harley back. So
Comprehensible to actually explain the crew what's going on.
yeah, that way he at least goes back with someone who is at least comprehensible.
I'm comprehensible.
Yes, you are.
Now here's a lollipop.
Yay!
Now
I got a
here's-
lollipop.
Now here's the fuck I give. But there's nothing in your hand. Exactly.
It's inside the lollipop, but I don't see anything in it. Exactly.
Exactly. It's the fucks I give. Damn it.
Anyways, moving
Yeah.
onwards.
Anyways.
So you go ahead, you wait an hour as Zilyana goes ahead and pulls out the medallion. And this is your first time seeing this in action. So she places it on the ground. She basically says the command word, which I haven't told On to give me a command word. It's just something that she says, I guess. And if she wants to make one, it's up to her. Him, her, him, whatever.
I'll be honest, I have one. Chucklefuck.
No.
No.
Damn it.
No.
So
That's
essentially,
dumb.
she puts it on the ground, and a holographic image appears of basically everybody that's a part of the crew. Like, these, like, pixelated images that makes up, like, an actual image of the person.
It's just a character select screen from the game.
Essentially, yes.
It's a blue character select screen.
Yeah, so she's just swiping through, and, oh, yeah, so I believe what Metra said was that, this is for replacement crew, so who are we bringing with us? Who's going to be coming here?
Would we even need someone to be here? Actually, it wouldn't hurt to, since we're going back to town, and anything could happen between now and then.
Remember, somebody be merciful, you be protected.
So to clarify, you have to bring somebody with you. You have to. The whole point of the medallion is to switch people out. You can't just send people back to the ship.
So that means we have to swap for both both Harvey and for Brutus.
For Harley and Brutus.
Yeah. But
I would
ultimately,
say...
it doesn't matter, considering you're all about to head back to town regardless.
Yeah, true.
We could bring Shockreos out.
I was actually about to say Shockreos and Baracus. I would suggest those two, but that's just me. Either way, having some big muscle in case something happens is a good idea.
I agree, especially considering with gains down an arm. We would need a little extra show of muscle.
Alright, so you pick, so, Chakreus and who else?
Baracus.
Baracus. Okay. You go ahead, so, the two are selected. They, basically, for a moment, it's like, a little blip goes out, like slowly off and on until eventually it, the blue light turns green, indicating, they are okay with this as, after an hour goes by, both Brutus and Gaines get into the circle, and basically they are immediately swapped out as they basically form into light that shoot up into the sky. And then you see another speck of light shoot down from the sky and appear, and right in between the medallion, you see Chakreus and Baracus. And Brutus, you find yourself on the ship. I will say, as you teleport from one place to the other, it was like a blink and it just happens kind of deal. Like,
Okay.
You didn't feel any motion whatsoever. It was just like you just blink and you're suddenly here.
Oh,
Growing up
when
on
do
the
we
ship.
get back on the troop?
And you see Metra just writing this down. It would appear that she was told by Chakreus that, oh, we're trying out that new medallion thing. Okay, hold on, let me get my notes so I can write this down, see what happens.
Oh, more true.
Oh, hi, Brutus, are you alright?
I'm perfectly fine.
Gaines pipes up, he got a concussion, and I got this. He lifts up his arm that's basically bent 3 ways.
Apparently, I got something
Wouldn't that
called
cause him-
brain damage.
Oh god.
Wouldn't that cause him great pain?
For the gag of it, right? Not right now. For the gag of it, not right now. But ultimately, yes, he is in great pain.
Oh, so is Brutus, because he has a headache. I'm just doing this for laughs, to beat levity.
I will say though, the moment that Metra sees Gaines' arm, she like goes over to a window, opens up, and just barfs out and pure disgust at the whole sight of his arm.
Just.
And then just Brutus goes,
I'll go
just
ahead
like,
and, I'll go ahead and fetch Akane. Just oh god. As you eventually unload all the materials that you've collected, and you are taken to the medical area of the ship, where Akane will go ahead and start treating you. Back to everybody else, though.
I shall mute.
Oh wait, why did I say Gaines? Gaines is with you guys. Harvey is with Brutus. Or Harley is with Brutus.
Yeah.
Nope, it changed now. Gaines is there.
How are you gonna take your rented cart back, though?
Sorry, that was my fuck up on that. No, Gaines is with you guys because he's the only one that can control Kelpie.
Yeah?
Otherwise, you would have to walk. But with that out of the way, you do manage to arrive back into town.
Alright. Well, at least we're back into town. After that monumental disaster. Well, no, I wouldn't say monumental disaster, just definitely didn't go the way we planned. Alright. Oh, by the way, I would have before they left with everything, I would have asked to at least hold on to one of the tusks for the purpose of trophy. Yeah,
Tusks are pretty big, though.
Well, what would you say? I've got Look, I've got two musclemen to carry it.
That is true.
Honestly, I was expecting you to take the trunk. Make a fine clarinet out of it. It already has holes in it.
I mean, we could take the trunk. That's fine too.
It's up to you on what you want. If you want the
Yeah,
tusks, it's fine.
No, you know what? The trunk's actually better proof. Is actually better proof of the trophy, and it's honestly easier for me to carry that and shove that into the bag of holding.
God, imagine you would just wear like some sort of like weird scarf.
Oh God.
I could see Sips wearing it like a scarf.
Oh, well then. So you head over to the hunting lodge?
Yes, and I'll bring. Well, probably what I will do is I will send. I could. Sips and Zill could probably go back to the ship or do what they want, but Gaines would definitely be. I'd be telling him to just get back to the ship and patch that up. Patch his arm up.
I will be going back to the ship.
Okay. As you head
And
back...
I could probably send Verakas back to the ship just fine, or he could come with me. I mean, I've still got his contract on me.
I mean, if you want to. It's up to you.
Yeah, he'll be going back to the ship. I'll probably just bring Shockgrass with me.
Okay, so you go ahead and you head over to the hunting lodge, Glacier's Edge Hunting Lodge, run by Fenris Wolfhowl. Winterhowl, sorry. My apologies. As you arrive, and it's like, welcome to Glacier's Edge. How may I help you today?
I'm just here to turn in one of the hunts me and my crew completed.
Oh, well, all right then. Let's see the trophy.
As I just reach into the bag of holding and just pull out the trunk and just slap it on the reception desk.
It's like a magic trick, you know, that hat, you know, like the person who just pulls out that piece of cloth, it keeps growing.
It just keeps going and going and going. As you slam down the trunk, the owner just lets out a whistle. Now that's a big one. I take it this was the Oliphant?
You'd be correct.
Ah. Hope it didn't give you too much trouble.
It gave us enough.
Yeah, they're very ferocious beasts. Alright, so let's go ahead and give you your reward then, in that case then. As he goes and goes into the bag, pulls out a bag of gold and places it before you. There you have it. 3,200 gold pieces.
3,200. Nice. Pleasure doing business with you, sir.
Not a problem. Planning on going on any other hunts? Can't wait to hear how it turns out.
We will if they're still available. Right now that Oliphant left a lot of us needing some rest.
Now, you don't really have to worry about other hunters at this very moment. Currently, right now, they're investigating the woods, the Everglow Forest.
Do they have anything to do with those mysterious howl rumors I've been hearing about?
Ah, you heard about it.
Well, I mostly heard about it from my one crew member. He's a big ol' Envie.
Envie. Oh, you mean the crocodile guy?
That would be the one.
Yeah, strange fella. Never met anybody like that up here in the north. Most of the lizard kind tend to stay where it's a little bit warmer, cold blood and all that.
That I'm well aware of.
But yeah, they're going out investigating the forest. There has been a couple instances where people have wandered in and haven't come out yet. We're trying to figure out if it's a monster's doing or it's just a bunch of idiots trying to make their way through the forest and got lost. So.
You haven't lost. Have you lost any hunting parties out there?
Not that hasn't been reported. No.
Well, that's good at least. But since hearing them, the rumor, it definitely does sound like it's one of those odd situations.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bit odd, all things considering, but well, we'll figure it out. If it's something that's worth hunting, it'll probably be up on the board in no time. If not, we'll probably get the guards. We'll get the Tempest militia on the case.
Well, here's hoping nothing serious. It's nothing too serious.
Well, regardless, happy hunting and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll be back with another trophy.
Definitely
Come on,
looking forward to it.
Come on, Shock. Let's get back to the ship.
As you're walking with Shock, Shock goes in and perks up and is like, Do you think that we should be concerned about what's going on in the Everglow Forest?
Considering the other islands we've been to in the wilderness, there's always been something going on. There is that lingering paranoia suspicion in the back of my mind. Maybe it is something more than just a monster. Although I am hoping it's just another beast out there that's just in a moody season. Because honestly, I think most of these islands could do without a lot of those problems.
I agree with that.
I mean, seriously, first we're dealing with a guy that stole a book of evil, then some witches. Ugh. Seems like that.
And don't forget about the whole ogre versus hill giant fiasco that happened on Windy Hill.
Yeah, that too. Man, the Leviathan Empire really does seem to have its problems.
Well, everywhere has their problems, such as over at Redgrove. Apparently, there was an incident revolving around the Phoenix Kingdom.
I saw that in the paper not long after we actually solved the hill giant ogre fiasco. Ugh. Honestly, in a way, I'm kind of glad we didn't get involved in that. Would have been something tells me it might have been very messy. Yeah, what do I know? I guess I'm just paranoid these days.
Well, the world is becoming more of a dangerous place, all things considering.
You could say that again.
Wars going on, weird creatures popping up here and there.
A book of vile shadows that's supposedly in safe hands. Ugh.
At least we have each other, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it's probably one of the few comforts most of us actually have.
Don't worry.
But
if
it's enough.
If things do happen, keep in mind that I, Chakreus, will help protect you lot.
I know you will. I know you will, bud. That's what I like. You're dependable and reliable.
So you go ahead and you arrive back to the ship. Akane is having a fucking field day with the people that are injured. First off, Brutus, you have your hat is off. It's now your bandages are covering your entire head.
Ah, I see.
As a practical joke, though, your hat is on top of the bandages. Gaines, his arm is splinted up and wrapped up in a cast.
In a cast, most likely put in a sling so it's pressure taken off.
Mm-hmm. As for Sips, I don't know yet. I don't know how that works for heart palpitations.
Most likely it's just her trying to be in a calm position. Most likely in a lying down in a position where she can just rest and just take deep breaths. Or probably just sitting down in a meditative position. Who knows? I mean, whatever, basically just whatever calms the heart rate and promotes steady breathing.
There's also another method. Along with that, you could also take some sort of treatment that could chemically restart your heart or use electricity.
I mean, there is that too.
Although I will say, it was lightning that caused the injury in the first place.
Yeah, lightning can also solve it. I mean, hey.
Controlled lightning.
Yeah, it's just the idea of a controlled shock versus an uncontrolled shock. I mean, that's actually what it boils down to.
Gale comes out with his hammer. Clear!
Clear!
Wham!
All of a sudden, there's just a hammer-shaped hole in the ship.
So, since you're spending the first day in the medical bay, go ahead. Both Brutus and Clyde, go ahead and roll me medicine check.
Okay. Do I get the penalties? Is there any benefits?
You're in the medical bay. There is some benefits. I think you get a +2 to your medicine check. I think it's going to be standard since Akane is going to be there. So
Okay. So
yeah, it's plus
roll
it's
the
+2 on all
+2.
medicine checks.
So for Sips, what did he get?
I don't know, Clyde. Tell us what exactly did you roll?
Rolled a nat 20 for 25.
Actually, you rolled a 26.
-1.
-1.
+2.
All right, yeah, +2.
Oh yeah, we should have plus,
yeah,
plus 2 would have done it.
I rolled a nat 20 for a 27.
Brilliant. All right.
Now for mine.
Imhotep.
Come on.
Imhotep.
That one.
No, just it's not responding.
Give
Either
him a-
lag or just roll 20
I
might
need to
be
just give
lagging.
it a minute.
I'm gonna give it a minute.
1 minute later.
1 eternity later.
I'm restarting roll 20.
All 20's having a fit. Confirmed. Oh, by the way, I already did the division of how much gold everybody gets from the hunt.
Okay.
How are you dividing it?
I believe how we always been doing it is divided between everybody who is doing the hunt.
So
six ways?
6?
Yeah, 6 ways.
Okay. I was panicking there for a moment because roll 20 didn't load up immediately. Okay, there we go. So 13.
I'll say that's a success for one day.
It at least is above a 10.
But the total gold that everybody will get, including the 2 NPCs, is 533.
All right. Just go ahead and put that down in the Primordials bounty chat room, so everybody can write that down later. And Gaines rolled a 14. So, so yeah, Brutus, your head is wrapped up, and basically, Akai told you you're gonna need some well-needed rest for a little bit. Try not to strain yourself with any intellectual for a bit, I guess. Gains his arm again, cast up and slinged, so he's good. Sips, after a little bit of using her healing water and a little bit of assistance with Gale, adding in a little bit of electricity into the healing water, she managed to basically speed up your recovery a bit by 2 days, essentially. So you just need 3 more successes to be fully healed.
Okay. And this counts as a long rest as well, too, right?
Yeah, it counts as a long rest. You're gonna be in town for a bit until everybody's good to go, or whenever you guys say so.
Yep.
So, so in that case, then we're just gonna go day by day, and I'm gonna be, we're gonna have Sips and Brutus roll, and
Okay.
while Starzin, you just tell me what you're doing that day.
Pretty much by the end of day 1, I'm just gonna have Rivet done and put back together.
Thank you, Father.
Alright. Okay, that's done. Alright.
Added a voice module and everything. Yeah.
Even though that's not how that works, but sure, whatever.
What, would you rather me go back to whistling?
You know what? Tough but fair.
Alright, so, second day back in the town. Yep, Sips and,
Got
I
it.
rolled a 19.
14 plus
Alright.
2, that's 16.
I'll say that is a definite success. And Gaines got a soft 20. So,
Damn.
here's the other thing though, Sips. As you wake up the next morning, especially for you, you notice that same black spot on your hand of one of your nuclei turning dark. Clyde.
I heard.
Okay.
I'm just kind of sitting here quiet. Sips, in character, would be staring at it quietly. She kind of narrows her eyes at it.
So what do you do?
That is it. I'm just staring at it.
Okay, so essentially you just do nothing then?
I do nothing about it right now.
What do I get to feel like that Sips would actually just be looking at it at this point? It's like, bitch.
Yeah, that's basically what's going on.
Okay. Starzin, what are you doing on this day?
Okay. Okay, considering I have a good chunk of gold I was going to ask a simple question.
Okay. I might have a simple answer.
You're not gonna have a simple answer, I promise.
Oh.
So you remember that idea about the whole elemental dial being going into my fist to change it to elemental damage?
Yeah, I remember that.
So how much time would you say would be needed to craft it, plus what material?
That is a good question,
I don't think we ever really because I don't think we ever really fully discussed that one.
Let's see here. Let me go ahead and look up something. Let's see here. It's a weapon. Modifying it in the way you would modify it. Essentially, first off, you would need to upgrade your arm to be able to add that dial onto it.
Which I do have. probably more than enough if I go back to our DMs and take a look. Yeah, I mean, just to put that in there would mean I need a 500 GP upgrade, which I've got more than enough to do that.
Yeah, I'll say you can probably knock this out. So to upgrade your arm is 500 GP to where you can add in a thing. Then to add in this dial, I'll say it will take you not attunement, so it will take you a day plus I think 200 gold. Sounds about right.
200 gold?
Yeah.
Okay, so altogether would be 700 GP.
Yeah, hang on, let me go grab my book real fast.
No problem. In hindsight, it probably would have been better that I asked about this between sessions, but I think we all got really busy these last couple weeks. And it was kind of one of those things that's difficult to do.
It's just when those times it is.
I'm sorry, I don't speak brain damage.
Ah, true.
Damn.
You lost the language when you healed yours.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm making a joke, considering you said
You
you
want to run that by me again?
I'm making a joke! Woo!
It's just a joke. It's just a joke, bro.
It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
Yeah, you're right. It is just a prank. just like the prank of the gator belt.
All right. Yeah, 200 gold. 200 gold pieces.
Okay. So 700 GP altogether. Let me do some quick deductions.
And I was incorrect. It would take you 2 days to craft this.
That's fine.
1 day to upgrade, 1 day to implement the device.
Right. Okay. Let me just go ahead and do a quick calculation so I can remove this. 1180 minus 700. That will bring me down to 480 GP on that department.
I'll say the
Gold calculations are
dial.
done.
I'll say the dial will have 4 slots in it for the 4 basic elements.
Okay. So do we want to wait until I actually get it done before we describe how it works, or?
You might as well describe it now, if you want to.
All right. So, how do you want this to work? Because I want to make sure that this is going to work well enough for both of us, considering it's your world.
Okay, so the way I see it is kind of like... How do I want to describe this? So, I will definitely say it will take a bonus action to switch your arm to be able to change its element.
Okay. I'm 100% fine with that.
I'm also thinking maybe have it to where once, it's like each element is like a charge. So basically, if you switch it to cold, that's like a charge used. So if you switch it to something else, you're out of cold until the next day.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
And honestly, I think that's about it.
Okay, so are we gonna stick with the whole idea of it swaps my full-on damage type? Like, it's the same damage that my damage dies are, it's just swaps from, like, bludgeoning to cold to fire to lightning kind of thing?
Yes, that is what it will do. It would convert the damage type to that elemental damage.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I am that's actually all perfectly fine with me. Because that's mostly kind of what I was thinking for it, so I'm just good. We're on the same wavelength, so we're good.
Alright.
Swap.
So
an entire conversion of damage type, only once per day. one element per day, and bonus action to swap.
Although, part of me wants it to where you when you use a crystal, it expires and you have to get a new one. So that way it's more of an incentive for you guys to get these elemental crystals besides using them for upgrading weapons.
On the one hand, I'm inclined to agree with you, but on the other hand, considering where we are, 2 of them would be easy to get. The other actually, well, yeah, the black market would be the other way to get them, but like, I don't know. I feel like the black market is just like, especially with like how we've been dealing. Well, then again, that is just the one black market that was on Silvervein, so it's not like every one of them is going to be a massive puzzle.
Not to mention, you have gains that, and the way I set him up after me and Sky came up with a solid backstory for him, you automatically know how to get in. He knows the shortcuts to get into any black market thing. So you don't have to solve a puzzle to get in. He would just be like, okay, I'll take you to it. Fade to black. All right, you're here.
Okay. That's, you know what, if that's the case, I'm fine with it becoming a more reliable, a more limited resource, at least unless we want to do something later down the road when we get so high level that becomes irrelevant.
Ooh, maybe that way. So that way, if you want to, you could add 4 fire elemental crystals onto the dial.
That way I have multiple uses of a single element.
I kind of like that idea. I'm not gonna lie. So that way you're not stuck. So that way you're not stuck with like, oh well, the only options I have are cold, thunder, fire, and lightning.
Which, I mean, honestly, I would at least keep one of each for depending on the situation. But considering one hunt does have a vulnerability, that actually would be beneficial. And also, given our location, fire might actually become more reliable. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually okay with that.
Now, I do think a crystal should last 1 minute. Should last 1 minute. Which, that's literally an entire combat round, depending on how things go.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, I'm okay with it, especially if we're gonna put this restriction. But if we're putting this restriction, but making it to where I have relatively easy access to go out and just purchase the damn things, I'm fine with it. It's a counterbalance that I'm willing to work with.
All right.
Because honestly, it'll work.
So yeah, that will be the upgrade. So to reiterate, you would have dial. You would put in 4 elemental crystals of your choice. You activate it with your bonus action, and for that minute, your weapons will be doing that type of damage. And after a minute, or if you switch to a different elemental crystal, say if you're fighting, I don't know, a creature that is immune to fire, and you didn't realize it was immune to fire until you punched it in the face with a fire crystal, you switch over to the cold, that fire crystal would be burnt up.
That's fine.
And I'll say replacing a crystal would take an action.
Okay.
Kind of like
a burnt out one
reloading.
with a charged one.
Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
okay. Like a burnt out one with a charge.
Yeah. So basically, replacing would cost. Matter of fact, I would say you can replace, like, if you burn out all of them, you can replace them all with an action.
Okay.
Or yeah, so basically replacing any up to 1 to 4 would be an action.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
We'll tweak this more as we go, considering this is a new idea, but I think this is a solid foundation.
Oh yeah, easily. So, do you want me to do we just want to say I'm doing it for the whole day, or do we want to roll a check for it?
Roll a check, because this actually might speed things up.
Okay. What was the check we were using again?
Yeah.
Smithing tools?
Tinker's Tools.
Oh, Tinker's Tools, right? Okay. And because I'm in the workshop, it would give me a bonus. That is going to be a 28, my friend.
All right.
Look at that net 20 on the other side. What was my basic roll? Oh, it was a 15. It was a 15. I mean, hey, still, it's pretty good.
So you go ahead and you... I'll say with that, you actually get it all done in one day.
All right.
So, that day comes to an end. The next day comes around. Clyde sips. And Brutus, roll me a medicine check again.
All right.
Another nat 20.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy shit.
18, so 20.
Okay, so let's see here. What does Gaines get? Alright, that's another success for Gaines. Sips, you are fully healed from your heart palpitations. But,
Yep.
despite the fact you are healed from it, that black spot on your hand, on one of your nuclei, it's starting to spread to the other nuclei. As you see the nuclei on the palm of your hand go completely black, while another one on your arm is being essentially grayed out.
Putting the end of my flaws.
I think you should get that. I think you should get that checked out. Any other person?
I'm going to take today to transform into blue.
You transform into blue, it goes back to normal.
Goes back to normal. Okay. I go about my day.
Alright, you go about your day. Starzin, what do you do for this day?
That is a good question. You know what I think it's time for?
What is it time for?
I think it's time we get started on the project.
Ooh, alright.
The big one.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so I guess which part of the project are you going to start with first?
Okay, so first we will start with the chassis.
Okay.
Which, going back to our notes, is... Yes, this makes sense because it's going to be frankly, the longest and most expensive. So the cost, because of the paints, we can just use that and just nullify that. Now, the time we agreed.
So I guess the question is what was the price that we had for these? It says right here, I'm going to keep the prices the same. So,
I did pull up the book. The price for it was going to be 2,450 gold pieces.
And you're using the paints to cover that?
Yes.
Alrighty, I'll go ahead and mark that.
And that will take me 15 days to do.
Alright. With that being said, so up to date, the amount of paint that is remaining is 2,602. So 2,602.
Okay.
Alright. And roll me a Tinker's Tinker's check to see how many. If you succeed this, it will expedite this by one day.
That's a 17 plus 2 will kick it up to 19.
Say that works. As you go ahead and you do that, you expedite the process a bit, making it from 15 days to 13 days now. Alright. And as that happens, the next day comes around. Sips, are you still blue?
Yes, I am still blue. The black spot returns, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm gonna go to Starzin. What? The Starzin the first time? He didn't know what it was.
You could also go to
Go to
some.
Starzin, and I like kind of step into Starzin's workshop. I don't even knock on the door. I just kind of like open it, and I kind of stomp in and be like, "You said it would go away."
What? Oh, you're talking about that black spot. Look, I said it might go away.
Well, it hasn't, and it keeps spreading if I don't change my colors.
Okay. Okay. I need to think of something. This
Bruce,
is
go ahead and roll your medicine check while this is going on.
Okay.
when you gave me all the stuff that you had on you back at Silvervein, was that everything that you had access to based on your creation, or is that only partial pieces of it?
It's what I could rip out. Well, let me get with the no diggity real quick. DM, last I remember, I took a bit of notes out of the book. I didn't take the whole book, so most information is still left at the place where I was made.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
So the information that I gave Starzin, would that be enough for him, or is there just not enough there?
I mean, he can make an intelligence check.
Okay. So resuming back into the game, that's just all that I grabbed from the book. I didn't take it all.
All right. I'm gonna start pulling out all of the notes, every available piece of information that Sips was able to give me, and start looking it over.
Alright.
Trying to look for something that connects what's happening to something that was written.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a intelligence check.
It's slime pox.
An intelligence check. Booski. That is a 15, my friend.
I'll give it to you. So you're scanning through all these notes, and they're more so talk about the construction of Sips and what she was meant to be, and basically the substances that she's made out of. Essentially, just a lot of jargon that doesn't pertain to what you're trying to find. But as you scan through, you do see the words like healthy nuclei to sustain the form. And giving it some thought now, considering the fact that Sips went days without going to the med bay while she had her heart palpitations since the encounter with the witches.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the witches. Yeah, it was the witches. That kind of started it, but it needed a spark. And when you guys drank, it kind of kicked in. Essentially, if she does not switch her forms every day, her nuclei will begin to die.
Oh.
And I'm assuming I only have enough information to diagnose it, not to cure it.
Yeah, based off of your notes, you don't have the equipment for that. What the equipment that Gino has is definitely far more superior than the simple technologies you have on this ship to actually reverse the effects of this. But essentially, what happened was Sips took too long to get this recovery thing to happen. Then when she drank last night, it kind of de-escalated to the point where her nuclei started to die. The only way to fix that was to shift over. And honestly, that would have been fine until keeping in the fact... until, technically speaking, she did fail that Constitution saving throw when she got stomped by the elephant.
So basically, she has a condition that is technically reversible, but only if we have the proper knowledge and equipment.
Might be reversible. You don't know. I mean, so far her switching her colors has been a way to prevent the nuclei from dying.
It prevents it, stalls it, delays it.
At most, she would need a restart to fully see if that works. But until you have a sustainable laboratory like something Gino would have, you're not sure. But yes, those are your symptoms for neglecting to heal yourself throughout the time after you guys left Aria Woods. Every day, you must switch your form, or your cellular structure will begin to die.
Yeah. Wonder what happens if I go completely black.
You die.
I die.
Literal death.
Wonderful.
Starzin's just looking over the notes, just putting things together piece by piece. And then he just mumbles. Oh, fuck. Oh. And, like, he just puts his hand, like, his metal hand up against his face, just like, kind of like the gentle face palm, not the hard one. And it is just, like, just thinking, this is not good.
Well, could you tell me what it is?
Well, I do know what it is. I do know the full list of it now, but you're not gonna like what I have to say. Sips, remember when you first started getting those heart palpitations after fighting the witches?
Yeah, but there was a lot that we were doing, have been doing. So
Well,
I didn't have time to rest, really. Well, I mean, I guess I could have, but I thought I could wait a little bit on it.
Well, I hate to say it, but that rest was more important than any of us could have predicted because, well, if it was just that, I think it was that plus the combination of the drinking, maybe potentially plus the elephant fight and how bad some of us took some hits, that essentially you're in a condition of complete cellular decay. Your cells are dying, Sips. And the only way to actually keep them from to counteract the rate of decay is to swap forms. Now, there I want to stress this enough, there may be a way to fully cure this. Unfortunately, I do not have the means to do it. I need more. I would need an advanced laboratory like the one you were made. Like the one that made you, essentially. And that's even to have a chance at curing this.
So you'll notice she hasn't moved, and her eyes are kind of like staring at you blankly. About halfway through, as soon as you said her cells are dying, she hasn't moved.
Sips? Do you need time to process the information?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm gonna insight that.
She shakes her head, blinks a couple of times, and she kind of covers up the black spot. You want to insight? Roll insight. Do it.
Oh, that's gonna be a 10.
Fuck no, she's not fine. She can't hide this that well.
Steps, you are absolutely not fine.
Yeah, here. Look, yeah, fuck no, she's not fine. She hides it very well.
Fuck no, she's not fine.
She's hiding it very well with a 16.
She kind of shakes her head, covers up her spot. She's like, yes, I'm fine. You said something about getting it fixed?
Yes, but this is also something that I don't know if we will able to do. And again, I want to stress this. It may be reversible. Maybe I can cure it, but I can't do it here. I would need access to a laboratory that is similar in advanced capabilities and sophistication to the one you were made in. In other words, and I really hate to say it like this, Gino's the only one that has access to the stuff that would be able to help you in this circumstance. Because
Really quick, GM, Gina, the lab that I was created in, was it in Gino's base near the entrance to the Grand Line, or was it not?
No, it was in Tarum. Way down south from your location.
We don't have time to go there.
go where?
Back to the lab that I was created in.
Wait, back. Sips, where was the lab?
You just said it was down south, right? Like way down south from here?
Yeah, in Tarum. To give you an idea, I'll go ahead and take you to the map.
The big map.
Yeah, Tarum is down.
Yeah.
Way down there.
Yeah. So she kind of like looks at Starzin and says, "It's in Tarum where the lab was."
He just kind of widens his eyes and is just.
It's fine. I can deal with it.
Sips. Look. How do I say this? As far as I can gather, if you at least keep rearranging your cellular structure, i.e. swapping your form on it once a day, we can at least stall it and counteract it until we can come up with a solution. I know you really don't want to go back to Gino, and I know that it's a very sore spot for you, and I'm not asking you to set that aside. Frankly, at this point, I really wouldn't blame you for just spitefully saying I'm never going back. But for now, this is just what it is.
As you turn over, you see Harvey just listening into this conversation. Can I bring up a thought? I've been here this
Harvey.
entire time.
Well, since you've made your presence known, and at this point, given the circumstances, I would gladly take any help that we need.
Well, what I understand about Gino is domicile's set up as like a testing ground for all of his experiments and inventions. So, while we're there over at Gino's place, well, it's a bit risky, but ultimately, what other choice do we have? Probably pay up some money for it. Could get Gino to restart Sips back up to her former glory for her cellular deconstruction. Considering the fact that, off the rumors I've heard back in the time in Silvervein when I was working in Gorm's neck of the woods, Gino has a massive testing facility containing many, many experiments and inventions that are tested there and then shipped out to any black market location that's within both the Empire and the Kingdom.
Well, it would at least be helpful, but... I've got a bad feeling in the back of my mind that somehow, for something like that, I think Gino's going to be more interested in more than just money.
Let me go ahead and roll something for Harvey real fast. Damn, Harvey, alright. Besides that, for your cellular deconstruction, how many days were you in one form before you got a little too concerned about the whole black spot thing, Sips?
Just one additional day.
Now, based off of my guess estimation, odds are I wouldn't recommend staying in a form for too long, but maybe 2 to 3 days might be a safe spot for you. With that being said, hope this teaches you to take more care of your body.
Yeah, you're really gonna have to stay on top of it. None of us on this ship are immortal. Believe me.
I will say, with that intelligence check you did make, you can definitely say for sure, if Sips get another injury and it takes her too long to actually get that recovered, it will definitely increase more of her cellular deconstruction the longer she takes to heal up an injury.
So it would just increase the amount of decay she has, or increase the rate of decay?
To give you an idea, right now she can stay in one form for at least 3 days before she would need to change, before she would start suffering penalties.
Okay.
But if she gets injured again and she goes a long stretch of days without seeking medical attention, it will probably get lessened down to 2 days, to maybe 1 day, depending on how severe, to the point where, well, it's too bad enough.
We hit a point of no return.
Yeah, essentially to the point where not even a simple switch would fix it.
Well then. Didn't know our fucking session was gonna turn into fucking Grey's Anatomy.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured, because there has been a lot of talk about, oh, it's fine, I'll just come in, pop in, and, go for a quick heal, and then just do whatever the fuck I want for the rest of the week. No. If you don't treat an injury, you will suffer more in the long run.
Pain.
Exactly. That's just how science and medicine works.
I mean, I would beg to differ in some circumstances, but you know what? For the most part, you are kind of right. But then again, most of the stuff we're dealing with is definitely more than your average common cold.
Like, for example, Brutus. If Brutus didn't take care of that major concussion, I was gonna add in another penalty.
Which I'm gonna be honest, his version of healing is pretty much doing nothing and not straining himself.
Well, what I meant is basically, essentially, if you were going to travel to deal with the other hunts before you guys travel back to the ship to fucking heal, I would have tacked on another penalty onto the. Basically, I would increase the major concussion to something to add on to something else on top of that.
I
Brain
fucking
hammer.
knew it. I fucking knew it.
I knew the chance of the odds of that would have happened, but hey,
I had that thought in the back of my head. It's like, I think we should probably go back and heal because otherwise Joe's gonna do something.
Ultimately, it's up to
So,
your decision. I'm just telling you what the risks are if you do it.
No, it's fine. It's just I'm just glad it's like I fucking knew it. Anyways, if you start getting any injuries, actually take the time to heal because at this point, because any more damage is going to lead you to a point where not even resting, healing, or even switching your form is going to do anything. You'll hit a point of no return, Sips. Do you understand that?
She kind of looks off to the left and she says, I get it then. As she kind of turns around and she opens up the door. Thank you, Starzin.
I'm sorry I couldn't do more.
She just shuts the door behind her and goes off. There's town, right?
Yeah, you're next to
Yeah,
town.
we're in town.
Yeah, she goes off. She's off the ship.
Okay. Bruce, go ahead and tell me what you roll.
alright. I rolled a 10 with the +2, making it 12.
Alright. Fortunately, that is not a success. 13 is the magic number, and to be fair, and also, Gaines did not roll any better. Also, he rolled a 6. So
our miraculous healing is going to take a lot longer. Got it.
Yep. Although, with that being said, I think this is a good place for us to take a bit of a break. So, with that being said, we will be right back in a hot second. And we're back! Alrighty then. So, next day comes, well, actually, Sips, well, I guess we can go with you, Sips. You're just wandering around town. Do you want to go into it more, or you just want to go on to the next day?
I am not going to say where I am. But yes, I am staying in town.
Okay. So, do we want to move on to the next day then?
Go for it.
Well, it's ultimately up to Sips.
Yes, we can go on. Until someone goes to look for Sips. Sips is gone. Go.
Okay. Next day comes around. Brutus, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Got it.
I changed the purple.
Gotcha.
Purple.
Oh,
That's a 7. That's a 7.
Damn.
That is with the +2.
Alright, what does Gaines get?
Oh, I can't do any worse than that. Actually, that is completely incorrect.
You could, don't say it.
Be worse
You
than what
could do
Sips
worse.
dealing with.
You say it goes worse, even though he rolled a nat 20.
Hot damn, my reverse psychology jinxing worked.
Alright, so Gaines,
You lady luck.
after a couple of days, he moves his arm around and he's like, okay, I think I'm good to go now. As he flexes his arm, he shakes it off, and it's all back to normal. It's all good. So, with that being said, Akane can now focus all of her medical attention on you now, Brutus. So, the next couple of medicine rolls you make will be with advantage.
That's good.
Yeah. So, Starzin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna continue work on this project.
All right, roll me Tinkers.
Tinky, tinky, tinky. That is a 22, my friend. Well, 24.
All right. So, knocking that out. So that is technically 4 days of completion due to your high roll.
So now I drop it from 13 down by 4.
No. So 15, then when you rolled high, went down to 13. Now it's down to 11.
Okay.
Basically, each success, it would subtract an extra day. So.
Okay, I'm just marking it down in the workshop as the thing.
Gotcha.
So it's down to 11 days.
All right. And Sips, are you still gone?
I am gone. I will just be gone for the day. Yeah.
Okay.
I will message you where I am, but I am not going to take this into a side thing because it's going to be a long thing if I do it.
Okay.
DM is panicking now.
Not really.
No, I'm just joking.
Alright, so in that case, then next day comes around. Brutus, go ahead and roll me a medicine check with advantage.
Alrighty. That is a 14 plus 2, that is 16.
Alright, you just need one more success.
How many days has it been, actually?
6.
Okay.
Actually, no, not 6. What am I saying? It's not 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it actually is 6.
It's been 6 days.
Yeah, it's been 6 days. Alright. Yeah, you're recovering nice. Finally, nice.
That's good.
Alright.
And
Yep.
I'll just keep working on this. So here's the Tinkerer's check. 27.
Alright. Mark down 2 more days.
11, 10, down to 9. It's in. Now, I will say, by the end of this day, most likely because he's been walking around the ship, like in between like major sessions in the shop, Sips hasn't come back to the ship at all yet, has she?
2 days now.
I would say at this point, Gaines is looking around the ship, and eventually he comes over to your neck of the woods, Starzin, and asks, "Hey, Starzin?
Hmm?
Have you seen Sips?"
Not since 2 days. Not for 2 days, actually. Now that you mention it.
That's concerning. Did something happen while I was recovering?
It's even more concerning than you realize. I basically told Sips has a bad condition going on, and I didn't spare any details.
Yeah, you could just say you repeat everything to Gaines.
Yeah, I give him the whole spiel.
You spare the whole speech.
Now,
And-
Gaines is a simple-minded goblin, so when you start throwing in the intellectual jargon, it flows over his head, but eventually you get down to the point of Sips has cellular deconstruction. In order to fix this, you would need to talk to Gino. And the moment you bring up you need to talk to Gino, he basically gives the Excalibur face.
God.
Oh, no.
And then he sighs. If it's what we need to do, if it's what we need to do to fix Sips, I mean, I'm all for it, but we're gonna need to offer something big in order for Gino not to keep her again.
At this point, that's what I was afraid he was. That's what I was afraid of. But the thing about that is that I don't even want to think. I'm having a hard time trying to process it because at this point, I'm not even sure if that's something Sips wants to do.
Probably not.
I mean, I wouldn't blame her personally because, well, you know, going back to a place that causes that holds a lot of traumatic memories, you know, tends to do things to your head.
Although my dad is a bit sporadic. Maybe considering that she was a failure in one of the experiments, maybe he wouldn't want her back.
But then what reason would he have to actually let us use the facilities and help us?
That's why that's why money talks. Pay the right price, he'll do anything for you. Well, almost anything for you. At most, we would probably need to give him a lot of money just for Sips to have a checkup, so to say. I believe in Goblin, in the black market terms, they call it healthcare.
Right.
As I slow turn to the camera.
Fucking hell. Well, yes. Well, yes. I mean, healthcare would be an appropriate term. But anyways, right now I'm not sure. I'm not sure about how most of this is gonna go, especially with more than likely the mentality Sips is in trying to process this information that I've given her.
I think I know where she might be at.
Even here?
Well, it's the same thing that happened back in Silvervein.
You're gonna have to clarify that to me because I don't remember where she was there.
So, flashing back to Silvervein, this was not the first time she ran away.
Well, I know this isn't the first time. But in character, I don't think he was ever told where she was at that point in time.
No, but if I remember correctly, Sky had a hunch, and his hunch was correct.
But did he tell us what that hunch was, or did he just act upon it and go on his own to get her?
He acted upon it and went off to go get her.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where Starzin's having the disconnect. It's like he doesn't know where Sips would go like Gaines does. And he's trying to figure out like where would she go that would be common in even between here and Silvervein kind of thing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And Sips and Gaines will look at you and just like, don't worry about it. I know where to look for her. I'll go check up on her.
Do that because I'm seriously worried for her.
I'll be back. Don't worry about it. As he hops off, as he starts making his way to the supposed location where he thinks Sips might be at. I'll definitely say a couple hours past Sips as you are down by the beach area, or what is of a beach.
It would be the beach, ocean view.
Yeah, the ocean view. On one side of the city, just thinking to yourself, what color are you right now?
Green.
And as you sit next to and see the ocean view, you hear the familiar sounds of goblin footsteps with chinking armor, despite it being made out of chitin. The familiar sounds of Gaines not really saying a word, but so much as he just sits down next to you as he stares out at the ocean view.
Yeah, the black spot is there because I changed the day before. I have not changed for today.
And Gaines is sitting right next to you.
She stays quiet for a moment, and then she acknowledges. She says, "So, hi, Gaines."
He nods at that. Heard Starzin told me some stuff.
About this little thing. As she kind of raises up her hand. Which hand is it on?
Right, left. That it's one of the hands. Don't worry. We'll say right hand.
I got it. Even for right. Fuck. Alright. And there we go. Marked it down. So yeah, she shows him her right hand, like it's on the back of her hand. As she shows him the black spot. Just thinking about what to do with it.
Have you come to a decision yet?
No. No, I haven't. I don't know what to do with it.
You know I wouldn't let him take you back again, right?
I know that. But if he wants me back, we might not have a choice now. If we go to get this fixed.
I mean, we'll have a choice. Whether it'll be easy or not is an entirely different story when it comes to my dad.
I think for the next few days, I would like to keep this under wraps. At least until we talk to him.
Alright. So,
But
keep it between you, me, and Starzin.
she nods. I don't want to depress everyone on the ship. They might think I'm suddenly dying of something. She giggles nervously at that.
Alright. I'll keep it under wraps.
But as for what we can do about it, I think it's up to the captain and Starzin if they want to make a deal with Gino.
I told Starzin what the outcome might be. Depends on his mood at the time. Odds are, he probably wouldn't want you in the first place, considering you were a failed experiment. At most, he would probably ask for some money in order for his assistance with what.
No, you know just like I do. It's not just going to be money. He has the chance to make us indebted to him. He's going to ask for something more.
At best, money. At worst, you're right. Probably, at worst, he would ask for us to do him a favor. Which, if that comes down to it, I think I might have something that would take the edge off, as it were. He says as he basically grips as he clenches his hand at the mere thought of what he might have to do.
I wouldn't expect you to do that. You don't have to give yourself up just because I made a mistake. If anyone should be punished, it's me.
I don't consider this a punishment. I'll consider more of helping a friend out. Besides, you would do the same thing for me, wouldn't you?
She looks over at him, and blinks a couple of times and gently smiles and says, "Of course I would. You're the reason why I have this life in the first place." Without you, where would I be?
Don't want to think about that. I think about the time that we've gone through up till this point. You always seem to find the best spots.
What, for thinking?
I mean, yeah, look at that view. Points out to the ocean side.
Yeah, to the ocean side. It's kind of like, we can imagine it. Is the sun starting to set and we see like the birds flying off?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Guess you could say I have a bit of experience finding these spots. They always seem to calm me. Helps me think. Helps me get out of my own headspace. Helps me be free. Kind of like how you did.
Well, I try my best.
Well, at least it's delayable now. As she picks up a sack of ingredients she's going to use to change her form at the end of the day. And she stands up and reaches out towards Gaines to help pick him up. It's time to get back to the ship, isn't it? Betcha everyone's worried. I have been gone for a bit.
I know Starzin is, as he reaches out for your hand as he, gets back onto his feet.
Before we go back, maybe we should buy something to cover this up.
What, a simple walk, stay a couple days on the port side isn't good enough?
No, I'm talking about the black spot.
Ah.
So that people stop worrying, or don't worry. If people start seeing me walking around with a black spot every day.
Ah. In that case, then I have an idea. As, basically takes you over to the tailor shop and asks for, some gloves.
Yeah. I will buy...
No, Gaines is buying the gloves.
We could just go with a single gauntlet for my right hand, because I do use my right hand as my main sword hand.
I would look off. Then they'll be asking, why do you have a gauntlet for just one hand and not the other? Honestly, it would ask too many questions. Gloves make sense considering we're in a cold environment.
Yeah, well, what happens when we get to a warmer environment?
Get hand wraps.
I mean, it's solid logic.
Okay. So yeah, Gaines is buying me some gloves. I will put the gloves into my inventory.
Look, just because I have a +1 in intelligence doesn't make me dumb. As he says out of character. And, yeah. There you go.
We go back to the ship. I now wear gloves.
I will update the artwork with gloves as soon as I can. So, yes, you return back to the ship with new gloves in hand.
New gloves, and I'm green.
Yep. But if you're green, you would die.
Funny. No, if I'm black, I die. Wait. It's a hidden new form. I get like a necrotic spell now. Resistance.
Shit.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're going out.
All right. Okay. So, will this be the final day for Brutus's recover? Let's find out.
Here we
Let's go
go.
gambling.
Here we
Let's go gambling.
Oh,
dang
thank
it.
goodness for the advantage.
Aw,
That is
dang it.
All right.
That is a 20 for 22.
So, you know, like those eye doctor things where it has like a whole bunch of letters and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
So, it kind of basically gets you to read it off, and you say it, you speak actual functional language this time, as you are fully recovered.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Brutus is happy now. Does it take all the rest of the day for me to fully recover, I guess?
No, I'll say that at the beginning of the... we'll say this is the beginning of the day where you're finally recovered.
Ah, thank you.
Alright, as you recover, I would say Zilyana would host a team meeting, as it were, and basically get your thoughts on what we should do now that Brutus has fully recovered and Sips is back to her quote-unquote tip-top shape.
Kinda gave me a clean bill of health.
Yep. Brutus should be all fine. Along with Gaines and Sips.
That's good to hear.
Also, I will say Gaines would have told you, Starzin, that Sips wants to keep the whole black spot thing under wraps.
And he'll make it clear that he'll make it clear that he'll keep it a secret. But he will also inform him that Harvey also knows, but he'll make sure the message gets to him.
Meanwhile, in the dining hall, hey, Sips has the black spot treaty. that does not happen.
Pulls out the bolter pistol.
So yes, Zilyana does ask, so shall we go ahead and continue down the course of going to the Thermarock, or...
How about we go see if the hunt's been collected first, just in case.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
We could run by there what hunts have been if any hunts have been collected. Although they did tell me that for most of the hunting parties seem to be dedicated to that rumor, but it doesn't hurt to check because if one of them's already
Creepah.
up, then
Yeah, Creepah. I think you're robot.
especially if the Thermarock is
Creepah, you're roboting.
a detour. I'm gonna something myself.
Today.
I hate my fucking internet.
It's fine. It's fine. I think we got.
Where did I cut off?
Now I gotta think. I think we got the majority of it where it's like, you were saying how the hunters are taking priority of something that's in the Everglow Forest.
You were talking about the rumor about the Everglow Forest and the hunt about it.
Yeah. I was basically just saying that that's where their priorities are, but it doesn't hurt to check just to make sure that the Thermarock isn't taken care of already, because it would save us a detour.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and roll to see if the Thermarock and the Emperor are still up. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a low roll. to see how well they did, or if it's been taken. Okay, so the Thermarok is still up.
Alright.
And the Imperator's still up. Both of them were a 64%.
Oh, that's lucky for us.
At most,
Well,
they would have to roll under a 40% in order for them to be taken care of.
Oh,
Well, I guess you can get your hunt now, Brutus.
Brutus actually kind of looks a little. As soon as you say that, his excitement kind of drops a little. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Of what I could think during the whole time. How about we just skip the hunt for a bit and just go off and do that rumor job?
You sure?
Well, kinda. I would like to hunt, but after what just happened, just kind of... Well... Not put things in perspective entirely, but it did really... knock throttle my skull, I guess.
What, you're afraid that you're gonna get battered by a big behemoth again?
No! Oh!
Coward.
No, I'm just saying... It took me a long time to heal up from everything else, and it just... From what everyone else told me, we kind of have a deadline, at least somewhat. And I don't want to waste everyone's time with just me doing my stupid hunt.
Well, you also got to remember that these aren't just stupid hunts. Some of this is just to make sure we have funds in our pockets.
We are getting paid for it.
That's true. That's true.
And depending on what we hunt, we can make some useful items out of them.
And maybe take care of some stuff that we might need in the future. Kind of rubs her right hand.
Essentially, if we just thought this was a stupid hunt, none of us would have been more thrilled to go on them.
Well, except for me, I like hunting.
Oh.
I like challenging myself in combat against strong creatures, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, if there really wasn't much of a reason outside of just thrill of the hunt kind of thing, most of us wouldn't want to do it because, well, you know, most of us kind of need more of a reason than the whole thrill of the hunt type thing. More power. Not that I'm against that. More power to you. It's just not my shtick.
No, fair.
But considering the amount of pay we could potentially get, and granted, if everything we've read up on these next two is true, we may not hopefully, to stress this enough, hopefully we may not get as nearly battered and beaten like we were against that Oliphant. Of course, I don't know what actually will happen. I'm just hopeful that we don't get that bad. But considering the Thermarok does have a weakness we can exploit, we could bring that thing down with relatively minimal effort. The Imperator would be the real tricky one. And then after that, it's just a matter of going all the way up to the taking care of the treasure in the area and then going up to the rumor job.
Well, fair enough. But then again, I'm also going through this will prove a wrench problem. We could try and hunt them both again like we originally wanted. But the reason we had that sort of idea before is because not only was the elephant being close, but we could also get a long chain done pretty quickly. Nowadays it's been days, and who knows what hunts are already off to go hunt them. We could still try, but I'm not too confident on the odds.
Alright, well, so what are you wanting to do? Are you wanting to just focus on one of them and then go do the job?
Personally, I would like to see about that Imperator. I just want to see what it's like and how can we hunt it. Personally. But I do will admit, the other biggie might be easier to hunt, since we have a weakness to exploit. Mostly, I want to get into the center. Hey, I'm guessing we have the map in front of us?
Yes, you would.
Okay. He taps the center of the map area, here. I kind of want a bit of a personal thing I want to get out of the way real quick with that. Plus, not to mention you guys said there might be a payout job of a rumor of someone escorting them there.
Okay. Which, that is true. We would need to go to Everpeak, and honestly, considering the fact that Everpeak is the closest to the Imperator's last known location, plus that treasure chest, that wouldn't be a bad place to start. Especially if we wanted to just focus on one of the hunts. Sips, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I think that I would like to... You know, we kind of did do a hunt. I wouldn't mind hunting the Imperator as well. But if they're still having to deal with that rumor in the woods, I think that would be interesting. So I'm kind of up in the air about it.
Either way, if we want to take care of that job at Everpeak, we're gonna have to go to deal with whatever's in the forest, even if it is nothing or something.
Well, even if we do get involved in that, I would like to stress that we should probably keep our priorities on the job at hand, unless the two somehow become intermingled. We can't, because if we're trying to escort someone to the center of Everglow Forest, it wouldn't do us any good if we let our interests in this howling rumor get in the way of that.
Fair enough. Never know, we might have another one of those witch tree scenarios.
It's possible. While that's possible, I don't think it's likely at the moment. I asked about it a little bit at the hunting lodge, and they said so far there hasn't been any attacks, and none of the hunting parties have actually been lost as of yet. So, if it was a similar situation to that, either they're just starting it, or it isn't, or that's not it at all. After all, you remember those witches. They had quite the body count.
What NPC would be a part of this meeting?
That is a very good question.
Well, obviously, Akane would have been there to, give him over, to get Brutus over, since, he was taking care of him.
She probably would have wandered off after,
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know who would be here in this scenario.
I'll say Chakras.
Okay.
All right.
So the main consensus is for us to take down the Imperator, then we go to Everpeak for this escort mission.
For the most part, we're just debating on if we want to make a detour to go for the Thermorack, which it definitely seems like most are just content to leave it alone.
I mean, all things considering, depending on who you bring, it would be a simple, easy encounter, yes?
It would be. I mean, what was its damage weakness that we learned?
Fire.
Fire? Yeah, I thought so. Considering it has a weakness to fire, and considering the amount of people on this ship that know fire-based spellcasting, and a new little thing I've been cooking up for my arm, we could probably wipe that thing off the board in just a short little bit. Again, that's if we got lucky enough.
Hmm.
And at that point, the only time constraint we're dealing with would just be travel time. Which more than likely after getting to it, we would have to travel through through the village of Frostspite, then go to the Imperator, and then make our way to Everpeak.
I will say Gaines can travel with you to control the cart, but he would not be a part of the combat unless, otherwise instructed to.
Right.
So Gaines can be essentially your escort around the island to make travel faster.
Might be a preferable thing. If we're going to take Gaines off on this offer of driving us around, we're going to be sticking by the roads at that point. I got an idea.
What's the plan?
Well, I may need to ask about the hunting, about the huntsman, about this idea. But what if every town has some sort of outpost for a huntsman for gathering intel information? They obviously would have had posters and intel if they had new hunts around or ones have already been claimed. I'll say we get all the way down to here on Everhaven. Once there, we check up on if the Frostmoor damn it.
Thermarock.
If the Thermarock's been taken, if it isn't, I'll say we can go by and nab it. And once we get to Frostspike, we check up on if anyone take care of the Imperator, take good care of it, and ride all the way up to Everpeak.
But it would more than likely be the case, considering it would more likely be the case and handy. At least it would help us understand things, and it would help mitigate time lost at least.
You'll only take about around a few minutes to an hour check. We don't even need to stay in there for long.
That's what I'm saying. It would be a small. If the hunt is still there, it would be a minimal loss of time. But if it isn't, then it would at least save us the detour ahead of time. We could just be on our merry way to whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a bad idea. What do the rest of you think?
The idea to stop at Everhaven. What, on our way?
Yeah. So basically, the plan is we go south from the city, past Everlight over to Everhaven. We check there to see if the hunts are still active or if they've been claimed. If they're active, we go to the Thermarock and then move to Frost. Is that Frostbite or Frostspire?
Spire.
Well, what if we check the rumors about the lake?
Well, we already know about the rumors, and there really isn't much we can do to check them outside of, listening around town and going to the hunt lodge.
Well, no, the rumors about the lake. There's a spring or something, some sort of temple to a god there.
Well, yeah, we already know that, but
we're dealing with what we're hunting. Not so much.
Yes, I know what we're dealing with. But we could stop by Everhaven, but then we're doing 3 hunts.
How are we doing 3 hunts?
Because then we're trying to take on both the penguin and the other thing, right? Or are we talking about not taking on the penguin and just going to Everhaven?
Okay, here's what it is. We stop by Everhaven. If the Thermarock is still active, we go there, work our way up to the penguin, then do the whole thing with the escorting to the spring at the lake. If it's active, we go to the Thermarock. If it's not, we just go to the Imperator. Everhaven is a perfect place to look and double check it.
Okay. No, I'm fine with this. Okay.
Either way, we are going through Everpeak. We are going to land on Everpeak and take up the escort quest into the center of the forest, which should have that room.
Yeah, which is also where the rumors that we heard about there being a temple there or something get. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a definite.
Okay. No, I'm caught up now. Sorry. Yes, I like the idea of us going to Everhaven, then going to Everpeak, and then doing all that. Yeah.
Everhaven, then Frostspire, depending if the Thermark's up, then Everpeak after the Imperator.
Yeah, that's what the plan is, and you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so in that case then, this brings up the interesting question of who are you going to bring with on this excursion?
Chakras.
Hmm.
I'm leaning towards.
Okay, but we'll do what we always have done, is pick 3 between the 3 of you guys.
All right.
So, Sips, you choose Shockreus.
Chakras, our bunny, our
Jade.
rabbit girl, Jade, and you know what? I want Jobnung.
Ooh. Alright, so Shockreus gains and Shockreus, Jade, and Jobnung are on the board.
Mm-hmm. Want me to do mine?
Yeah, go for it.
Raucous, Gale, and Sage.
Okay, they are on the board. Starzin?
Baracus, Metra, Jade.
Raucous, Metra, Jade.
Looks like it's Raucous and Metra. Oh, no, Jade.
Yeah. As Jade and Varacus are the 2 popular votes.
And we're gonna have Gaines as our driver.
Gaines will definitely be the driver, but he'll probably be parked out in one of the towns as you make your way to if you guys make your way to the Thermarok.
He'll probably meet us back up at another town.
Yeah, he'll drop you off on the side of the road. He'll meet you, depending if you guys go up to the Thermarok, he'll meet you at Icespire. If not, if you go to the Thermarok, he'll meet you at Everpeak.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so yes, the people that you'll be bringing with you are Jade and Varacus. The bull and the rabbit.
And the croc.
And the croc. So in that case then,
What a crock.
so go ahead and from right here, go ahead and follow the road and move 10 spaces per day.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and somebody roll me a d20.
I'll roll it.
By the way, we've had a long rest, so
That's a 6.
okay.
Yes, you had a long rest for the past 8 days you've been out. For 7 days you've been out. Alright. You keep on traveling without a hitch.
Alright.
Nighttime falls. Go ahead and either, if you're hunting for food, do so. That or mark off a ration. And mark off Actually, I think Zilyana has the magic treated wood.
Yep. So you'll have to do that from her sheet.
Gotcha. Alright.
I would have liked to bring enough rations for me to cook every night on this trip, by the way.
Oh, you're not gonna let me hunt?
We have lots of rations.
Fair enough.
That's true. Alright. By the way, did you want to use the cookbook?
Yes. Except it's not gonna matter because it's only for that day, right?
Oh, you might run into a random encounter.
True. Yeah, are we running into a random encounter? Yeah.
I mean, you might. It depends on how you
might.
roll.
No. Okay, fine. Yes, well... Yeah, for tonight, no. I'm gonna use the cookbook before the fight with the big creatures. But for random encounters, I don't think I'm going to try to force cookbook for those ones.
All right. So
Just to speed along, just to speed along things happening,
so
and because I'll eventually run out of ideas.
Well, with that being said, she does knock off one day of the magic wood, and using the rations that you brought from the ship, you guys are well fed. Moving on, go ahead and move the token 10 more spaces.
Okay.
As you travel along the road on the side of the forest.
I promise I counted it.
I was gonna trust you.
You know what, Brutus? Since you're basically you're basically help navigating through this, can you roll me perception check real fast?
Will do. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm gonna spend an inspiration to re-roll. I know it's not bad, but I'm not you.
Ha ha ha!
I've been
Lady Luck said, "Oh, you hate my double 10? Fuck you, get taken 8."
turn it on the 3D dice roller now.
Alright, so yes, you look out and double checking that everything is alright. There's a moment where you looked into the woods and you thought you saw something move, like one of the trees move, but then you look at it, it looks like one of the squirrels was just hopping from branch to branch.
And then he gets shot in the side of the head. I'm kidding.
You don't see me, but I'm giving you that stare. It's like, bitch, really? See, really?
I'm sorry, were you the one that rolled low?
No, but it doesn't help my self-esteem.
Anyways, so yes, you go ahead and you travel further.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, somebody roll me a d20.
I got it. 12.
Alright, another day, no encounter.
Another day, another wave.
Alright, so that will take off another 10 lumber, a piece of lumber, and another day's ration, so Clyde, make sure you're keeping track of the rations.
Yes, I'm going to keep cooking.
Okay. As you guys travel, go ahead and I think you guys can make it to Everhaven.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, just about.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, we make it there with 1 tile to spare.
Alright. So go ahead and move to Everhaven, and somebody roll me a d20.
Anybody else want to roll at this time?
I'll give it a shot.
roll
Oh, okay.
Natural 7. There. All right.
No encounter. Alright. You make it to Everhaven without any incident whatsoever. So I have some notes on Everhaven, so give me 1 second as I pull them out.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours later.
How dare you? Everhaven. So as you arrive to Everhaven, it would appear that your map is out of date.
Hmm?
It doesn't say Everhaven anymore. It looks like somebody replaced the sign. Like, there's like a signpost area that's like very old, indicating its age, but you see a new sign on it, calling it Everbank.
Everbank.
Yeah, Everbank. And if you talk to any of the locals about it, they'll say, "Oh, we had a name change. We ever since the mayor started taking up the we became a fishing village. It happened like a month ago or so.
Okay, then.
Alright. I'm gonna go check around, see if I can find any of the main hunting place.
So, Everbank has a lively market square with timbered buildings and wide, sturdy docks. Boats line the river shore, and fishmongers fill the air with the smell of fresh catches. Yeah, and here there's a inn called the Lakes Embrace, Rivers Embrace, run by a tavern owner named Gall Shorewalker, a tundra dwarf. There is a general store called Everhaven Goods. Still hasn't changed the name because the person that runs the place is very old and sticks with the tradition because fuck the government. Is a old lady named Lyra Greenfield, a female human woman. There's a blacksmith shop called the Shoreline Smith, run by Braun Windforge, a dwarven woman. And there's an alchemy shop called the Lakes. God damn it! I keep on fucking this up. It's not Lakes. It's Rivers. Rivers Remedy, for fuck's sakes. Run by Nessa Watersong, a Winter Eladrin. So I did a thing to where each town has unique shops. The one thing that will be permanent is that there will always be an inn, and there will always be a general store. What's optional is either there's going to be a blacksmith, an alchemist shop, a hunting lodge, or a temple.
Okay, then.
Okay.
So as you arrive to Everbank, and you head over into the general goods store, you do see a board pin up. Actually, not the general store. It would be at the inn. You go over to the River's Embrace. You head over to the wall, and you definitely see the wanted posters for the hunts. And so far, it looks like that. After a bit of talking, so far nobody has came by to hunt the Thermarok.
Good. I relay this information back to the team. But I also do want to give a quick peek of this board. Does it have wanted pirates on it?
Yes, it does.
All right.
It's basically the same thing as what was in the Leviathan Herald. Unfortunately, I don't have wanted posters of them quite yet, which I probably should have done, but all well. But yes, there are some wanted posters of pirates with their bounties and what their crimes are and what stars they are from the Leviathan Herald. And yeah.
So far, nothing's changed. They're all the same?
No, nothing's changed so far.
Alright. I go back to the team and relay the information. So far, no one seems to be coming around for the, My brain just farted there. Thermarok. Seems like we'd safely go in there and hunt ourselves.
Oh, that's good, dude. That's a bit of good news. That things are actually staying consistent, like the plans we have.
Also, there are a couple of bounty warrant posters, like Sip said back at the Herald place. So far, nothing changed.
In the Leviathan Herald?
Pretty much the same ones as she said before. No changes, though.
Seems like everybody's just busy with their own business to deal with a lot of this. Well, let's focus on the hunts for now, and if we have time at all in the near future, we'll deal with those if we get enough interest from everybody else.
Fair enough. You know my stance on it. I'll do help. I'll do help if needed. I was just curious in case anyone of them were caught or anyone was seen nearby. Never know. Being aware of the environment.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, well if we're all ready, let's start we could chill here at the we can actually chill here at Everbank. We can rest here at Everbank for the night and head towards the Tharmarak in the morning.
At least I'll give Brutus a proper long rest to exchange out his favorite enemies from beasts and monstrosities to elementals and monstrosities now.
What do you mean? You've had proper long rests to do that.
I meant thematically wise, but okay. I know. I can change that anytime I want.
Also, I don't know why you'd want monstrosities, considering you would probably want. What was the creature type of this creature again?
Fiend.
Fiend. Yeah. So.
I said fiends and monstrosities.
You said elementals and monstrosities.
Yeah, you said elementals and monstrosities.
My mouth must have not kept up with my brain. I'm sorry.
Man, I can't believe Brutus's concussion transferred over to Boss.
No, he's just always like that.
Alright, so a room is 5 silver pieces per person.
Love you, boss. It's just joke. It's just joke. I love. It's just joke. I love you.
Alright, who's paying the fucking innkeeper?
I will.
Alright, pay the bill, Crocodile Man.
Alright, 5 silver pieces per person?
And there are currently 7 of you.
7.
But I will say there are a limited amount of rooms, so I'll say pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pay 3 rooms worthy, because there are only 3 rooms available. So essentially 2 can go in one room, 2 can go in one room, and 3 will have to bunk up in one room.
Okay. I'll pay in 2 gold pieces.
Alright. He will take the good 2 gold pieces and direct you to your room, and you stay the night. No rations need to be taken off, and no magic wood need to be taken off either.
Mm-hmm.
Good. As you wake up the next day, Sips, what color are you?
I am. Let me look at this map. I am not blue yet. Today I will be yellow.
Okie dokie. In that case then, Brutus, go ahead and move the token 10 more squares.
Okay.
Alright, somebody roll me a d20.
I would like to do it this time. Nothing could go wrong from my rolls.
Faster, boss. Do it faster.
Nat 1.
14.
Damn.
Watch it, I get the one that has the counter.
Faster, bro.
It is another glorious day as you travel the side of the road.
The weather's been nice as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been. So far, it's either been sunny days or cloudy.
Yep.
So we're gonna make it to the investigation circle, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, on the next day.
In the next on the next day.
On the next day, yeah. Because this would be the end of the.
So I have one day where I have to like have a fill-in color.
basically, when you guys wake up and you start traveling again, you would be able to hit to the investigation circle on that day.
Okay. What weaknesses did we talk about this thing having?
Fire.
Fire weakness.
I turn red.
God,
Okay.
you're so embarrassed. I'll see myself out.
Get out.
Leave. Alright, let's see. I guess you could make your way up to the investigation circle.
Yeah.
All right.
As you guys hit to the side of the road, before you get off of the carriage ride with Gaines will go ahead and tell you, alright, I'll meet you guys over at Frostspire.
I'll meet you there.
Alrighty. As he yips at Kelpie and they make their way forward to Frostspire.
Take it easy now.
Go ahead and put your token inside the circle.
Okay.
And this is where the investigation begins. You know the rules?
Survival.
Alright. You're choosing survival. Because there are three of you, there are three NPCs, you all will get advantage.
All right.
Investigation is what I will choose.
25.
Okay.
23.
I will give you a perception. And I hope it is a good perception. Or maybe not. I don't really care.
Come on,
17
Joy.
plus 6. So,
Above 20.
above 20. Like, I'm like 24 or something. Yeah. 20, 23, 24.
Okay.
Yeah, 23.
So, as you guys travel and start hunting for tracks, you're finding bits where you see a large, like the familiar tracks of a large creature roaming through. You see the corpse of a moose ripped in half, with some of its innards being half eaten and devoured, leaving a blood trail going southeast from your direction.
All right.
Alright. Roll again.
You want to see me do it again?
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. 12.
Oh.
27, my friend.
Alright. Sips.
Let's roll that perception with advantage. You fucking slime. Advantage, Sips.
Yeah. That's a nat.
Advantage, for fuck's sakes. Jesus Christ, Clyde.
You have a toggle that allows
I know
you.
I have a toggle.
What?
My
Are you
computer's
not
going
using it?
slow. My computer's going slow. I'm just clicking buttons.
The man's on the funny juice, I guess.
This is why I don't use toggle and just fucking click the thing like everybody else fucking does on here.
Yes, but he is also incredibly ADHD.
I am.
Alright, so a 12, a 27, and a 4... Well,
20.
20.
It'd be
and
a 20.
Alright, so that is a success. The path continues to go down further south from your destination. As you see, not so much carnage, but you just see the familiar footprints of this creature. Basically have like four toes, essentially just walking, wandering about, as it's basically making tracks from its huge frame. We will need one more roll.
All right.
You want to see me do it again? And again? And again?
17.
17. Alright.
Natural 20, my friend.
Yeah, you're not fucking failing on this one.
Advantage. 23.
23. All right. So, as you lot continue to go further south from your destination, eventually, it was a bit tricky. It was a bit tricky to find, but eventually, with the perception check of Sips, spotted something moving within the snow. The white fur covers them up pretty good in this environment, but unfortunately, Sips' keen eye prevents that from happening as you guys investigated in the area, and Brutus' survival checks led to the destination of the Thermarock, where currently it is minding its own business, eating the corpse of another, well, not another, this one's actually eating a fox, basically breaking its spine, opening it up like a fucking banana, and just start eating its innards. But currently does not notice you right now. So right now you have the element of surprise.
Alright.
Excellent. Crew, execute Order 66.
So yes, as you are across the field at a far enough distance to where it doesn't quite notice you yet, it is currently down with its back turned up again, right behind a frozen lake, a frozen waterbed area, as it looks to be gorging itself on a winter fox.
He is very far away, my friend.
He is.
If we get set up properly, we can shoot at him from a good range.
I get low to the ground as I start to approach the area. Approaching directly, I'm going to walk up behind this rock that is over here as I approach before observing what the creature is doing.
Okay. You saw yourself up next to the rock. Again, it has not noticed you.
It has not noticed me. You are absolutely correct. I am now going to wait for the rest of my party.
Well, I'm just motioning everybody to follow, but be quiet.
I am going to go into stealth, and I'm going to see if I can get as close as I can inside the field that we are allowed. Pretty much going southwest, close as I can to it, without, leaving the box.
Alright, roll me a stealth check.
26.
Alright, you go ahead and you get yourself low to the ground and basically quickly and quietly tiptoe closer to the, as far as you can without it detecting you as you stealth your way closer.
I will
have only
my
one
way.
crossbow out for now, and it's the one that was the best range to hit it. Only one for now.
I will sneak my way over to next to Brutus. I'll go next to Brutus.
Alright, roll me stealth.
That is a wonderful stealth.
I'm sorry, I can't read it. What is that stealth?
What is that stealth? It's a 14? 14.
Stealth?
Definitely. Yeah, it's a 14 stealth.
It's so
okay.
wonderful. I don't know what the numbers are.
I think it's the number that you can make when you add 7 with 7.
I mean,
Or
it could be.
Or is it multiply 7 times 2?
Yeah, it could be one of those two. It could be one of those two. Maybe even both of them. We'll just never know.
I just feel sorry for the people who are listening in on this who can't see what the fuck we're rolling. That's why we need 14. To say these rolls out loud.
I said 14. I think
He did.
He did say 14 after we called him out.
Yeah, after we called him out.
Brother, I just freaked out. I had to reset my computer. I don't think you guys noticed it. But, my computer fucking reset. I have like pull everything back up.
I mean, I think everything. I kind of noticed that everything was kind of going haywire because you did leave roll 20 and come back in. So I thought something was up. It's just, unlike on, you never say you're resetting. But then again, we're in a recording, so makes sense.
Yeah.
We're in a recording. I can't say.
I mean, you can give
We gotta stay in
context.
Okay, so since they've done it, I'm gonna stealthily move over to. Yeah, you know what? I am going to move to the opposite side of Brutus so that I am paralleled with Sips, but just, yeah. And I will also be doing so stealthily, so let me get that stealth roll for you.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 12, my friend.
All right.
Awesome. We get into position.
And
In that case, then I'll have Zilyana be in the far back. Well, not far back. She'll be about 10 feet away from you guys right here to get perfect range when it comes to firing. To back you up, Veracus will be between both Sips and Starzin, and right behind Brutus so that way you all are forming a square. And right next to Zilyana will be Jade as she prepares her spells.
Make my fit.
They're not, well, I guess, well, actually, I don't know if Veracus can stealth or not. I mean, he can, but I don't know if it's going to be good or not. He's not good at stealth, so essentially what the stealth roll is going to do is just going to give you guys advantage on the hit to activate the surprise round. That's all it's going to do, because you already will get a surprise round on it, so
Awesome.
it's just determining if we get advantage on this initial strike.
yes.
Hey
so,
guys, can I get the advantage on my firebolt?
Access denied.
Okay. Do you got something better than firebolt?
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Do if you want to pop up with firebolt, I mean, I'm getting ready to do something similar. So
Yeah. Well, maybe we should discuss with Brutus. Brutus, do you got something?
I may have a dumb idea, but yours probably is smart.
Yeah. Probably.
is your dumb idea something along the lines of trying to lure it like you did with the hook horse?
Nope.
Okay. I'm
My dumb
glad. I'm glad.
My dumb idea is to shoot it. My dumb idea is to shoot it with a slime coating from Sips.
I'm not sure that would do anything, honestly.
I wasn't sure either. I just thought since Sips is now red and spicy, you might have some interesting effects to go along with it.
It's red and spicy.
Red and spicy.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what his red form does. I don't know. Brutus doesn't know, so I'm just like, eh.
Well, so I'm.
Plus, I'll be honest. I fucked up here. I should have gone some fire enchanted bolts or something. This is my fuck up.
You know what?
So
as you complain about that, Jade will come over and will tap. Well, she has something for that. So basically, when combat starts, when it comes to her round, she will be able to give you fire enchantments on your bolts and arrows.
Ah, perfect. So I'm gonna fire my thing.
I want to fire.
You're gonna fire your thing? Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. 16 to hit.
Oh, that does not hit.
That does
As
not
you
hit.
chuck the firebolt.
Let me check. Let me check something.
You
Hold
do
up.
not have inspiration.
No, I don't. I know I
that's not
don't.
what he's checking.
Can you let me? Or oh, you're gonna try to see if you're. I don't think that
I'm
works.
seeing
that
if my key interacts with it. Let me. I'm trying to find the feature. It is. No, it's neither. None of those. None of those. Is it focused aim? When I miss with an attack roll, this is an attack roll. I can spend 1 to 3 key points to increase the attack's roll by 2. I'm going to spend a single attack roll to make it an 8. Single key point to make it an 8. To 18. Sorry. Awesome. I make it an 18.
All right. Adding in a bit of your key into the firebolt, you throw it directly at the Thermarock, directly into the side of the face, as it takes...
I will roll the damage. Ooh, 16 fire damage.
Nice.
Which, since it's vulnerable, will take double that. So it will take 32 points of damage. Alrighty. Oh. Okay, well, I guess we're ending that off with this little information. Alright, so as you throw this fireball into the face of the Thermarock, it like the fire just catches onto its face, and it just catches on fire. He's like, "Rrr, rrr," as he turns over and looks at you. Lot, well, for those who are in stealth, or who are not in stealth, which is Sips, Varacus, Zilyana, and Jade, looks over at you, Lot, with anger in its eyes, as you see the ice spikes that are on its back begin to melt as the flames basically get absorbed into him, as his head catches on fire.
What?
And
It's a Darumaka from Pokemon!
as its muscles grow from the heat, its inner chest lights up in flame as the top of its head catches on fire as it roars out with flames coming out of its mouth. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
You gotta be shitting me!
I'm resistant to fire damage. I'm resistant to fire damage. I'm resistant to fire damage.
Hey, shut up with that resistance over here!
Of fucking course.
God.
What, you thought it was going to be that easy?
We were hoping.
You were hoping wrong. So, do you want me to tell you the gimmick for this one?
It swaps between the two, doesn't it?
Not only does it swap, so let me go ahead and tell you, the Thermarock, what it does. It will take the... Okay, so, starting off, it is vulnerable to fire damage, so it did take the damage. However, it absorbs heat. So, when you do enough fire damage to it, it changes forms.
So now we have to do cold damage to it.
You don't know, maybe.
Assuming that's gonna work.
Essentially, it absorbs the heat and it transforms it to a much stronger, quote-unquote stronger, form of it, where it's now on fire.
I resist fire. I resist fire. I resist fire.
My goodness.
And,
wait a minute. That explains the name. Thermarock.
Yeah, Thermarock. Because it absorbs temperature.
Yeah, that explains the name now. I thought for like a frost-based demon or something for name Thermarock sounded a little weird. But I figured it was like, thermite or, like cold or something. The temperature cold or something. But no, you played us. Should have figured. I should have figured by the name.
The only way you would have known that,
and
the only way you would have known that information is if you rolled a nat 20 on this.
Go figure.
I was never played. I'm resistant to fire damage. I'm resistant to fire damage. I'm resistant to fire damage.
I mean,
Big
you guys
brain.
had a chance of getting it. There was a chance, but it was The only reason why it's such a high DC to get this was essentially because fiends aren't really documented all that much in the above world. Like,
Yeah, it's purely because it's a fiend that exists from the hells. That's why it's got the high DC.
honestly, the DC was actually lowered for Zilyana because she is from there, but she didn't roll high enough to know that. Like, for her, it was like a DC 20, where she rolled a 17.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, next session, you guys will be fighting the Thermarok. And I was not expecting you guys to deal at least enough fire damage for it to change forms that way.
Wait, why didn't you expect this? I have Firebolt.
I know you have Fireball, but I was just not expecting it to happen that quickly.
I don't understand why you weren't expecting that. But
I said that quickly. I was expecting it, but I wasn't expecting it round 1. Or not even before round 1. Like the beginning of the round.
again, I have trouble understanding why you didn't expect exactly that.
Because I wasn't expecting that. Like, what's so hard to not grasp about me saying I was not expecting it?
You do realize how much damage we do, and the fact that we were prepared to exploit it.
Honestly, I was not expecting for Fireball to roll that high.
I was not expecting a 2d10 spell to roll high damage.
Yeah,
Have you seen our luck? Have you seen your guys' luck? But anyways, let's go ahead and get voting out of the way.
Yeah.
Alright, so starting off, I'll say we'll do Starzin.
Sips.
Alright.
Honestly, roleplay was definitely on par today, so... Or, not on par, was top notch today. It was spot on character and just... Perfect, just perfect.
Okay.
So, yeah. Sips.
Sips, who do you vote for?
I want to vote for myself.
Okay, you can do that.
I can.
For what reason?
I thoroughly enjoyed the roleplay. I enjoyed the position that Sips got thrown into, and I can't wait to see what sort of outcome comes from what happened.
All right, and Brutus, even though it doesn't quite matter, but your input still means a lot all the same. Who would you vote for?
Sips. The amount of realization that he had to play into the character of Sips realizing that everything that they knew wasn't exactly entirely true. Like, they knew that they were probably, like, beat the cheat the system, the perfect being, the true perfect being, not their definition, but her own. And, you know, she thought she was perfect and all, she thought she was best. Like, she gained sentience. She got out of the system that she was born into. She thought she could, you know, conquer the world. But now that realization, you know, she's technically slowly dying, is heart-wrenching. And I like how, like, Clyde handled it very well. It wasn't like something like bombastic or rage or anything along those lines. It was like that cold dread. The cold silence dread of it all. I would have expected Sips to, you know, maybe blow out with anger or something. Resentment, maybe, but not only that, probably having to go back to the very master being that created her, or helped create her, just adds that sense of cold dread to it. But I do want to say another MVP is you for playing on with gains. I did jack shit this session.
Yeah, I had to call back to the first time Sips ran away from the group due to an incident of basically being forced into a situation that she was not prepared for. And the fact that Gaines kind of figured out that she would be at a beach, I'm like, you know, this plays similarly. I think Gaines would know that she would be by the shore side somewhere.
Yeah, Gaines is always the real in for Sips.
All right. So yes, Sips, you are the lucky winner of the day. You have an inspiration for next session. Allow me to roll the lucky winner. And today's lucky winner is Starzin.
We will.
Yes. With that being said, thank you guys for watching the latest episode of Primordials Bounty. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe, follow, leave a like or a comment, and we will talk to you guys next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
We were gaslit.
Gaslit.
Yeah. Bye.